Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us. The show brings you a matchup of division rivals. It's the Houston Astros taking on the Seattle Mariners. We get a chance to watch one of the hottest bats in the game. He's been huge for his team, Singy.
Yeah, just impressive contact and seems to find every gap available, Boog. I can't wait to see him in action in this one. Practically unstoppable as of late.
First pitch coming at you right after the break. So just about set now. And towing the slab, Bassitt. And Singy, he likes pitching at home.
Well, truly for him, there is no place like home. He's been so dominant here. And as a teammate, you expect him when pitching at home this year to go out and dominate just as he has. The fans expect it. And I think everyone around here knows that he's a good pitcher. Even though we don't see the same splits on the road, we're going to start to see that translate as well.
Ha-Sung Kim leading things off and takes a strike. Misses the zone for a ball. That was the sweeper.
1-1.
And he grounds one to the right side. McNeil. One up, one down. Now we check out the Astros lineup. Chris, this is a lineup offensively that could be really good for years to come.
Well, in this day and age, if you can't slug and get on base, that OPS has to be at a certain level. If you're going to produce runs, give your pitchers an opportunity as they're facing tough offenses as well.
Now it's the right fielder, Nathan Lucas.
Definitely scuffling at the dish lately. Only 2 hits over the last 5 games.
And first offering is fouled off. Swing and a ground ball and foul ball. That one missed. That one is absolutely belted. That's back. That's not coming back. His 11th of the year. It's 1-0. He absolutely feasts on right-handed pitching and devours that one for a homer.
And you can see that's what he expects of himself at bat after at bat. He's that confident. That's exactly the pitch he was looking for. Crushes it and hits it out of the ballpark.
Base is empty, 1 away. Here's the veteran first baseman, Pete Alonso. Another solid power season. And that one is downstairs. And that's ball 1. Alonso, a slugging first baseman, hitting 3rd in the lineup, and he's a former Rookie of the Year. Next offering is in for a strike.
Part of the order coming through now, and with 1 home run already in this inning, they're definitely looking to do some more damage.
Pitch is in the dirt, and it's 2-1. 1 out, base is empty, and a run in here in game 1 of this 3-game set. That clips the corner.
2-2.
That missed by a lot. And now it's 3-2. That one sizzling on its way through to the outfield. So they get a man aboard with a one-out single. And now it's Austin Hayes. On the ground to second, might be two. Oh, can't pick it up cleanly, and he's going to make it to first, and we'll see how they score it.
I think he just rushed that one. Great chance to turn two, and as an infielder on a play like that, I think guys can get a little excited and forget to make the play one step at a time. Could have been 2 outs. Instead, they get none.
Gavin Sheets in the box now. No balls and a strike.
At this point, the clean inning is over. Got to settle in, focus on the hitter, and get out of it with minimal damage.
2 on, 1 out. Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
Knowing that the pitcher wants a ground ball double play opportunity here, you've got to lay off pitches down in the zone. Right there, swinging at that pitch, that's a no-no.
Just misses with that one.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
Good job to fight that one off. Next offering is downstairs. And that just misses. 9th pitch of the at-bat due next. Hit on the ground to the right side. And that's just foul. Swing and a high fly ball right field. Buxton has this one sized up. Puts it away for the out. And there's 2 away. Now it's the second baseman, Colt Keith.
He's been really clutch with runners in scoring position this season, so they'll have to be extra careful in this matchup.
That pitch gets the corner. That's strike 1.
0-1.
Swings through that one out in front that time.
0-2.
Laboring here. About to throw his 30th pitch of the inning.
1 ball, 2
In the
strikes.
dirt. In the dirt, but kept close. On the ground, right side. They kept the force. That ends the inning, and they limit the damage. But they're off to a good start as they pick up a run on this solo shot. It's now 1-0. You're watching Major League Baseball exclusively on the show. Back here with my pal Singy, and on the hill in this one, number 31. And Chris, pitching on the road has not been particularly kind to him.
Yeah, and you don't want to be too quick to say that he can't pitch on the road. Sometimes, you know, it's just a matter of luck. It's not having a feel. Difference between the bullpen mound to the mound out there on the playing field. Don't know what it is, but I know this. He's got good enough stuff to overcome and get it done on the road as well as at home. So we'll see what he's able to do in this one.
Trey Turner, the leadoff batter, as he swings through it for strike 1.
Ball.
That was absolute gas.
1-1.
Triple digits on the gun. It's just a different experience as a hitter watching that go by.
Next offering is down low.
Ball.
And that's outside.
First pitch strike from the pitcher, but then no panic at all by the hitter. Very patient, showing good discipline. Now he's in the driver's seat with the 3-1 count.
That one misses.
Ball 4, take
So
your
a
man.
leadoff walk.
Well, he tried to nibble right there and just missed his spot. Hitter didn't offer at it. Now he has somebody to worry about over at first.
And now it's Max Muncy, the American League leader in batting average this season. That one misses. That's 5 straight. Muncy with some impressive production lately.
You don't stick at the major league level unless you can string together consistently solid performances. Right now, he's showing us why he's lasted in the big leagues.
Turner runs. Pitch misses. Safe at second, and he easily steals the bag. And that's another stolen base for the league leader.
Looks like they're trying to answer back on that run they gave up in the top of the first by being aggressive on the base paths. I like that, especially early in this ball game. Be aggressive while you can and see if it leads to some type of big inning.
No outs. Runner on second. You're getting a taste right here of what Max Muncy does. Has a really good eye of the strike zone. And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Pretty easy walk right there. Last pitch wasn't even much to think about.
And a dangerous hitter coming to the plate. Byron Buxton up next for the Mariners. 4th in the American League in batting average this year. Right through there for a strike. Turner at second. Muncy at first with no outs. Outside.
That's a ball.
And the count even 1-1.
1-1.
Late on that fastball.
I guess you throw it that hard, you can get away with locations like that right down the middle. But I still think it's a dangerous pitch. Don't want to do it again.
And a swing and a miss. And that is a big first out. And Chris, that's a way to neutralize his speed by keeping him off base.
And the defense breathes a sigh of relief because he puts pressure on everyone if he can put the ball in play. But that's how you do it. Keep him off balance, get him out of there, and deal with the next guy.
Here comes Freddie Freeman up to hit. And there's a ball.
Well, all eyes on the double play ball in this spot. No better way to get out of this inning.
Swings and misses. And that is strike 1.
1-1.
Swings through that.
Well, he knows they don't want to give him anything to hit, but when you've got opportunities to drive in runs, you've got to expand the zone. He's capable of going out there and doing damage with it.
Missed inside with the curve.
Well, Boog, early on in this one, having a hard time getting settled in. He's not showing control to throw strikes, and let alone to throw it where he wants in the strike zone. This could be a tough one for him.
Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row. And now batting Mike Trout.
He really needs to start making more contact, striking out nearly twice in each of the last 5 games.
Yeah, that's fouled off. Swing and a miss as he was out front.
I'd say that stayed in the tunnel for a long time. No chance of even fouling it off.
Down to the dirt, swing and a miss. Rutschman collects, fires to first, and they get out of the jam. Well done to finish off the strikeout and end the inning. Mariners leave a couple. They're down 1-0. And welcome back to the ballpark. New inning getting started. Now the third baseman, Royce Lewis. Bassitt back to work. Fastball for a strike. It's 0-1. misses. It's a strikeout.
Well, he made pretty quick work of him right there. You look at the sequence, everything down at the knees and below. And some guys are good low ball hitters, but right there, they clearly had a plan to pound that part of the zone, and he wasn't able to put up much of a fight.
Here's Adley Rutschman. And the first pitch misses for ball one. Right through there for a strike. Our plate umpire, Freddie Ferguson. Right side, hard hit. 2 up, 2 down. What about an umpire's height? How much of a role does that play in your experience and what the strike zone is like?
Yeah, I think it pushes the strike zone up a little bit, which, you know, as a former hitter, you like that. You wanted the ball up. You didn't want to have to deal with stuff down in the zone consistently.
As the game has moved along, we see more and more information supplied by teams about the umpires. I've been in clubhouses where they have pictures of all 4 umpires, nicknames, hometowns, and as well hobbies listed, just so you can kind of small talk the umpire a little bit.
That's great.
On the ground, and it goes just foul. Up the middle, Trey Turner gloves it, tosses to first, and the Astros put down in order. Nothing doing there for Houston, but they lead it 1-0. And we're back, ready to go for the last half of the inning. Here's the veteran second baseman, Jeff McNeil. First pitch swinging.
0-1. One and one.
The 1-1 is fouled off. Foul ball, still a 1-2 count. Swing and a ball hit out towards left center field. Hayes right there to make the grab. And there's one down. And now the switch hitting first baseman Josh Bell. Drilled out towards left center field. That's well struck. Hayes going back, and that one is gone. That should put a jolt into this home crowd. His 9th homer of the year. It's 1-1. He only needed one swing to square it up.
Not wasting any time in that at bat, Boog. Aggressive, and it paid off. That's the exact definition of hitting the ball where it's pitched, taking that outside fastball and driving it the opposite way out of the ballpark. You want to bottle that type of approach.
So it's all tied up thanks to the home run. Heineman will hit next. Right through there for a strike. And a swing and a miss. He's notched 4 strikeouts now.
Just overmatched on that fastball right there, and it wasn't like he was set up for it by something off speed earlier in the at-bat. Just came right after him with 3 straight, and he had no answer for it.
And stepping in for the Mariners, Dalen Lyle. That's out to center field. Thomas settles under it. He's got it, and that is out number 3. 1 scores in the inning coming on this solo home run. All even now at 1-1. Major League Baseball is on the show. Back in Seattle, top half of the third inning, leading off, Ha-Sung Kim. That one catches the zone. That's strike one. That one down the line and foul ball. Got him swinging for the strikeout. He swung over top of the curveball.
Well, that's a curveball that I'm sure he wants back at the plate. 2 strikes, sort of pitch you're hoping for, a bit of a mistake, and I'd say in a very hittable location, but clearly the break was enough to get him to swing through it.
Lucas stands in now and watches strike one. Tied up here in the early going. Late swing, foul to the left. And
That's
now
the ball.
1
That's
and
inside.
2. And that
2-2.
skips in the dirt. Hard hit left side. Throws across the diamond. First 2 batters retired here in the top of the third.
Now batting, the first baseman, Pete Alonso.
Here's Pete Alonso. 1 for 1 with a single so far. Swing and a miss. Strike one.
This guy's got such a
Your ball,
good
1
sinker.
strike.
As a hitter, you've got to look up in the zone. If you look down, you're going to be chasing stuff in the dirt.
Next offering is in for a strike. 2 out, space is empty. Slice the other way. That's a base hit.
Back against the wall with 2 strikes, but found a way. He got that front foot down, and pitch recognition was on point. Pretty impressive for an 0-2 count.
Runner at first with 2 away. And next will be the cleanup hitter, Austin Hayes. He's 0 for 1. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. So that's 2 straight 2-out hits. Here's Gavin Sheets now, left-hand bat. 0 for 1 with a fly out to center. That one misses, and that is ball 1. Smoked on the ground, a second. McNeil gets it to first, and that is the inning. So they strand a pair. We move on to the bottom of inning number 3. All tied 1-1. Welcome back. And coming off a series where the pitching was outstanding, we take a look at those numbers. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. So a man on base to start the inning.
Didn't take long to get a result for that at bat. He wasn't able to elevate it, but he put a great swing on it. Right on time, good balanced approach, and just blasted it through the infield. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
Here comes Max Muncy. He reached out a walk his first time. Runner on the go. That's in for a strike. Throw to second, and he's out.
Well, this is a real momentum killer after the leadoff single. Tried to steal second base on the first pitch. Defense was all over it. Nicely done from behind the plate with the catch and throw. Then a quick tag before he reaches the base.
The 0-1. Missed inside with the curve. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Whips it to first. They get the out on Muncy.
Fastball groove right down the middle. Usually a lot of damage done with that pitch. A hard grounder, but he wanted to get that ball in the air, maybe drive it into the gap.
Here's Byron Buxton. Went down on strikes his first time through. Swings through that one. 0-1.
Well, you know,
No
with
balls,
2
one
out
strike.
and nobody on, it's going to take something special to get a run across. So why not? If you got some pop, swing for the fences.
And that's
One ball, one
outside.
strike.
Buxton with another scorching run of play lately. That one at triple digits.
We've gotten used to seeing him
1-2.
put together impressive stretches throughout his career, Boog. When he's going like he is right now, it's really fun to
2-2.
watch it.
Next offering misses down and away.
That's a ball. Full count.
Time called now before the payoff pitch. Two down, nobody on. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Now 5 strikeouts for him on the mound. Nobody left for Seattle. Still tied 1-1. Back at T-Mobile Park as we go to the top of the 4th. Now at the plate, Colton Keith. Keith, in his second season, 23 years old.
1-0.
And he's been on a good run at the plate, hitting over 300 in his last 10 games. In the dirt,
2-0.
and that's ball 2. In the air, center field. Buxton under it. Hauls it in for the out.
Now batting, the third baseman, Royce.
Here's Royce Lewis. 0 for 1. He struck out swinging last time. And that one off the outside edge. And that is out of play. 1 out, base is empty. Swing and a miss, and he chases that one in the dirt.
1-2 the count.
Fights that one away, still 1-2. That's down and
That's a
in.
ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That one in the
Counts
dirt.
full.
3-2 now. Lays out, but he can't squeeze it. Safe at first as they can't make the play. Adley Rutschman up next for the Astros. That's off the mark.
Ball.
1-0. Lewis leads off first with 1 away.
Hee-haw.
That one
2-1.
missed.
Ball.
In the dirt, blocked.
Count is full.
Nice job behind the plate there. Stays alive. Man at first, 1 away. Slides, but he can't come up with it. They fired in quickly, so it's first and second with only 1 away.
2 consecutive base hits for these guys here. Pretty tough for the infielders to do anything with that one. He pulled it hard into the outfield, and even when you keep it on the ground, it feels great when you hit a missile like that.
0-1.
Thomas in the box now, takes strike 1. Runners at first and second with 1 gone. Top half of inning number 4.
Well, he didn't like those first two pitches. Now in an 0-2 hole. He's going to have to battle. Hope he gets a mistake.
And a swing and a miss. And K's his third of the game.
That's about as nasty of a splitter as you'll come across, especially in terms of movement. I mean, that thing tumbles out of his hand and just drops off the table at the last moment. If he keeps it down, it's just so tough to put wood on.
Ha-Sung Kim up next for the Astros. 0 for 2 in this one. Hard hit right side to second. Turner, and that is the inning. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left stranded. And midway in the 4th, all tied 1-1. Welcome back. Let's check out what's been happening of late. Really been playing well.
Ready. Freeman.
That one's in there. That's strike 1. Fouled off. He was late. And that's down and away. Fouls it off. Still 1-2. And there's a ball. This one lifted in the air, left field. Hayes makes the catch, and there's one gone.
Now batting the right fielder.
Here's Trout. 0 for 1 so far. He's someone that you might not describe as having elite level speed, but he can absolutely move, and it is a factor in his game. And he swings and misses at the initial offering.
Well, this guy's definitely a plus runner, but what I love about him is that he goes all out every single time, never takes a break. It's guys like that, even though they don't have the elite speed, the fact that they're consistent with it, they make moves on the base paths.
Cut on and miss, struck him out. And that's 6 Ks for him in this one.
Well, classic pitch sequencing there to change eye levels for the punch out. That fastball on the pitch before was up. It was very competitive, and that gets you thinking that he might try to climb the ladder. But then the curveball out of that same tunnel just falls off the table, and you can't make contact.
And first offering is fouled off. Late on that fastball.
Man, he was really tardy on that fastball. Great job of setting him up by throwing the curveball. Add some velocity to it on the next pitch. Can't catch up.
That's a ball. Tried the sweeper. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And a nice inning of work there as he sets him down 1-2-3. Mariners go down quietly there. Score remains tied 1-1. Welcome back. Quite a pitcher's duel so far. Here's how the starters have performed up to this point. Bassitt back to work. Ball 1, no strikes.
Well, these Astros finding ways to get on base, but they still need help driving them home. There's a reason they include runners left on base in the box score. It matters a ton, and we're seeing the impact of that again today. They've had a lot of opportunities to score without much success.
And that's in the dirt. And a count 2-1. And that's in the
Ball.
dirt.
Oh, they have had a hard time scoring in this one. The pitcher out there on the mound wants to keep attacking, make sure that they don't get any confidence.
And a foul ball. Swing, and that ball smashed on a line. And that's a base hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Love how he let that ball travel, trusted his hands. Nice job of going the other way.
Alonso.
And now it's the polar bear, Pete Alonso. He's 2 for 2. And here comes the Mariners manager to the mound. Pitching change coming. That's it for Chris Bassitt. And it's a tie ball game as he heads for the dugout. Back with a new arm after a quick break. So out of the bullpen for the Mariners, Brock Stewart.
Still pretty early in the ball game, so this bullpen has some work ahead of them. Best case scenario might be if he can come in here and get several quick outs, kind of bridge the gap that starter left for him.
And a good fastball to start him off. That's strike one.
Right through there for a strike. With 2 strikes, may see some movement over there at first base, trying to stay out of the double play right here.
Got it! One away. Austin Hayes up next for the Astros. 1 for 2. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. Lucas leads off first with 1 away. And another ball.
That's a ball.
Last 2 pitches have been down in the zone. Pitcher clearly trying to get that ground ball double play. But in this count, he's going to have to give in, elevate his pitches, and get back into this at bat.
Over to McNeil. On to Freeman. Double play. Inning over. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left. Last half of the 5th coming up. All tied 1-1. Welcome back as we take a check of the current standings.
The designated hitter, Josh Bell.
Off the plate, ball 1.
Well, these Mariners, as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. They're chasing a lot of pitches outside the zone, and those chases are turning into a bunch of outs. Can they turn that around and stay within the zone? We'll see, but I think they have to.
And it is 2-1.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Swing and a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning. Tyler Heineman up next for the Mariners. Struck out swinging his first time. That one misses. Ball 1.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
To the right side, Keith throws to first in time, and that's the first out in the bottom of the 5th.
That's a good piece of hitting right there. The job was to move the runner up and give your team a chance to score the go-ahead run. That's exactly what happened, so you better believe your teammates are happy with you after that at bat.
Lyle swings through it for strike 1.
That was straight
0-1.
queso right there.
Runner at second here, 1 gone.
No, that missed.
Just missed with that backdoor breaking
1-1.
ball. If he gets a swing and miss or called strike, 0-2 count. Instead, it's 1-1. Look for him to go back to that pitch later in this at bat.
Up the middle, Kim throws to first in time.
Now batting, shortstop, Turner.
Here's Trey Turner. A walk, and he's also singled.
You know, this guy's great speed is in the back of that pitcher's mind. If he can get on, it's going to give him one more thing he's got to think about.
And here it comes.
Yeah.
That front door slider is such a devastating pitch. You don't want to get beat by the inside fastball, so you cheat a little bit, and then by the time it gets there, it's out of the swing plane.
Caught him looking for the K.
A lot of adrenaline, we can see it right there, and sometimes you just got to let it out. That's an outstanding job of taking that, executing, and getting out of a tough inning.
And we're back. Now it's going to be Gavin
Lead
Sheets.
off the designated hitter, Gavin Sheets.
Swing and a ball ripped right field, and that one back, and that one is gone. He'll touch them all. It's his 6th home run of the season, and just like that, they're out front. It's 2-1. He sent the first pitch over the wall.
Must have dinner reservations because he wasn't wasting any time at the plate in that at-bat. Love to see a hitter aggressive on the first pitch of an at-bat. You watch him from the on-deck circle, so when you step in the box, you're ready to pull the trigger wherever it's at. Really good job by the hitter. Total conviction on that swing.
Here's the second baseman, Colt Keith. Just missed.
Ball.
Always exciting to see a leadoff home run in an
1-0.
inning. Kind of gets the offense fired up, and you start to expect a big inning.
Nobody on, nobody out with a run in, and we're the top half of the 6th. On the ground, out to short. Turner with the throw to first. Now one gone in the top of the 6th.
Up next to the Astros, the third baseman, Roy.
Here's the third baseman, Royce Lewis. And that one in the air center field. Buxton moves under it, and there's 2 down.
The catcher, number 35, Adley.
2 outs, base is empty. Adley Rutschman up next for the Astros. And
One
that
ball, no
skips in the
strikes.
dirt. Foul ball. 2 outs. And now the count 1-2 after the swing and the miss.
1-2.
On the ground to third. The throw to first, and that'll do it. Astros notch a run on the solo homer, and it's now a 2-1 ball game. You're watching Mariners baseball on the show Northwest. And welcome back to the ballpark. John Schaube with Chris Singleton in the booth, and leading off the bottom of the 6th, Max Muncy. Smash to center, way back, and you can forget it. Home run. His 29th of the season. It's 2-2. Listen to these fans.
This place is absolutely buzzing right now. You can feel the energy all the way up here in our broadcast booth. But a guy guy's got a real hard fastball, and you can't overswing. All you've got to do is get the bat head to the spot. If you do, he supplies the power, and you'll get to jog around the bases like he did right there.
So it's all tied up thanks to the home run. And up next for Seattle, Byron Buxton. And there's a strike.
0 balls, 1 strike.
One run across in the frame so far here in the bottom of the 6th. That one fouled off. Inside.
1-2.
And the count 1-2. That one
2
missed.
and 2.
And now
We
the
got a
count
full
is
count.
full. And another power hitter lurking in the on-deck circle. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Outside, and that is ball 4.
Now that's a really dangerous base runner to put on first, especially in a tie game. Now there might be some consequences coming from that mistake.
Manager out of the dugout, and he's going to make a change. Number 31 won't go any further, and he was a tough nut to crack. The Astros turn to a new arm on the mound, Reed Detmers.
Bringing in the lefty with a left-handed hitter coming up to hit. Classic bullpen move right here, so we'll see how it works out.
There's Freddie Freeman now. And a big swing and a miss. Activity in the Houston bullpen.
0-1.
Grant Taylor up and throwing. Shagwa getting cranked up as well. Here comes the 0-1.
That's a ball.
Swings through that one for strike 2.
Gonna really need to hang in there with that front side against this left-handed breaking ball.
And now before the 1-2, time is called at home plate. And that's way high. 2-2. Swings and misses, struck him out. Had him out front for strike 3.
I got to think that was the plan all the way. He set him up with a high fastball and then bury that curveball down low to get him swinging. Now, especially with how effective pitchers work up in the zone these days, that's a devastating combination.
Now Trout gets a chance to hit. Outfield playing very deep, not wanting anything over their heads. That gets by him. Buxton headed for third. Stop sign goes up at third. Runners at the corners with 1 out.
Now, just a nice job coming through in a pretty high leverage spot right there. He was definitely late on that pitch, but he didn't get beat. He got the bat on plane and just kept his hands tight to shoot it down the first base line for the knock. A chance now to take the lead, and at this point in the game, that could be a deciding run.
Jeff McNeil stands in. Swing and a tapper that rolls foul. Swing and a miss as he was late.
Big pitch right here.
No ball,
He's going to
2
try to
strikes.
make a pitch that's going to produce a strikeout or a ground ball double play.
Lefty out of the stretch. Runners at first and third. Good eye in that spot.
Good spot there, but didn't get the strike at the knees and doesn't seem too convinced by the call out there on the mound as he tries to get a better sense of the umpire strike zone.
On the ground, a short could be 2. Here's Keith for 1. Over to Alonso for the inning-ending double play. The Mariners pick up a run thanks to this solo homer. 2-2 game. Back after this on the show. We go to the top of the 7th. Here's the center fielder, Lane Thomas. Righty reliever out of the pen, Pete Fairbanks.
Coming on to face a righty here, and he's been fantastic against him this year. His numbers in those matchups are very good.
And that one hammered. Trout ranges back. And that is gone. So he blasts one out the other way. It's 3-2. That's their 3rd home run of the game.
They're having a lot of fun at the plate in this one. They've got the long ball working for them on autopilot. Welcome to the game. First pitch out of the bullpen, a tough one. And you know he's just trying to get one in there for a strike. And on the other side, as a hitter, it's a great time to be aggressive and let it fly. It's not what they were looking for when they turned to him, but now he's got to find a way to reset.
Oh, and they're going to tag the pitcher with a pitch clock violation. That's an automatic ball.
The pitcher must begin his motion before the pitch timer runs out. We're looking for a little more urgency out there.
On the ground to third. Jump throw. And they get the out. So next up for Houston, Nathan Lucas. He had a big swing for these guys way back in the 1st inning.
Yeah, Boog, he didn't waste any time in this one. The solo shot really got his team going, and he's looking for more right here.
Swung on, belted. That one is back. Out of here. Another homer. His 2nd home run of the game. It's 4-2. That's their 4th home run of the game.
They can't stop, and they won't stop hitting home runs in this one, Boog. They're clearly feeding off of each other at the dish. With this pitcher's velocity, a changeup is really a break for a hitter. He got a BP fastball, didn't move a whole lot, and he absolutely tattooed it.
In steps the polar bear, Pete Alonso. Fairbanks in his 7th season, 31 years old, and he was a 9th-round draft pick back in 2015.
And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike.
And a swing and a miss. There's that slider.
Now, there's a certain point where you have to commit to what you think you see, and he guessed wrong right there. Nasty slider with just terrific bite at the end.
One down, base is empty.
One
Pitch in
ball,
the
2
dirt.
strikes.
Now 1-2. Grounds one to short. Turner. And that takes care of Alonso.
It's a good recovery, though, after giving up the home run. Not allowing it to stay in the head, but going to work at the next hitter, and a tough one at that.
And here now is the Astros cleanup hitter, Austin Hayes. Swing and a foul straight back. Base is empty, 2 away, but 2 runs are in here in the top half of inning number 7. And that one fouled off. That's too low.
1-2.
And it's 1-2. Outside
2-2.
with a breaking ball. On the inside corner for ball strike 3. But 2 round trippers in this inning. The long ball was working. It's now 4-2. This is Mariners baseball on the show Northwest.
Now pitching for
We're back in a new pitcher here to start the bottom of the 7th. Grant Taylor.
These are the spots relievers really make a name for themselves. Late and close. There's not much margin for error, but at the same time, there's a reason they're put in these situations.
leading up for the Mariners, The designated hitter, Josh Bell.
Slashed foul down the right side. That'll hook off into the seats. Not close
1-1.
with that one. And 1-1. Swing and a miss, and that's strike two.
He's been great in
1-2.
this one. Eye-hand coordination just failed him a little bit right there.
That one way
2-2.
inside. Swings and misses. Couldn't hit the fastball at the knees. A big first out here in the seventh via the punch out.
Yeah, it just does so much to change the outlook of an important inning like this. When you got the leadoff hitter, so critical in setting the table when you got a tight game
That's a
like
ball.
this. So a strikeout really puts them on their
1-0.
heels.
Heineman up for the third time and takes ball one. There's a strike.
Well, we call that keyholing. Even though it's right there and looks pretty good, if he doesn't love it, he's not going to swing that early in the count.
Swing at a ground ball. Handles, throws to first, and that quickly 2 away.
That's a huge defensive play in the late stages of the game. It might not be the most challenging we've seen today, but it needed to be made. That's helping your team.
Lyle in the box with 2 gone, and takes a look at a called strike. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2.
Ahead 0-2 in the count. Sure, you've got 4 pitches you can work with, but throw something you can command and get this at bat over with as quickly as possible.
Foul ball, still 0-2. 2 down, nobody on. Gets a piece, and it stays 0-2. Swing and a ground ball, and that one gets through into center field, and that keeps the inning alive. Trey Turner at the plate.
Went down looking on 3 pitches last time. Let's see if he can be a little more aggressive right here.
1-0.
And the first offering is not close. And that's downstairs and outside. Chris, with that distraction and a speedy guy at first, he's in a favorable hitter's count.
Well, if nothing else, I mean, this is a great spot for a hitter to be in.
Lucas makes the play, and that's the inning. 1 left for Seattle, still down by a count of 4-2. Back at T-Mobile Park, we go to the 8th, and the left-hander on now, Brooks Raley.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
And first offering is fouled off. Breaking ball misses down and away.
Hit it right. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Up the middle. First out in the top of the 8th.
Now that second baseman, Cole.
Now it's the second baseman, Colt Keith. 0 for 3 in this one. And delivers
That's the ball.
outside. Swing and a chopper out to short. Tosses across to first. And a couple of quick outs. 2 down, bases empty. And next to hit for Houston, Royce Lewis. There's the strike. 2 down, nobody on. And we're in the top of the 8th. Next pitch is outside.
That's outside. Ball.
Outside with a breaking ball. That one misses. 3-1 now. Right through there for a strike.
Full count.
On the ground. Whips it to first on the run. In time. Got him. 1-2-3 go the Astros as they can't add to their 4-2 lead. So a new pitcher out of the bullpen for the Astros, JT Shagwa.
He's throwing the ball very well overall this season. He's been really tough to get to. And you see that ERA, and that's where you love to be.
Ground ball right side. Toss to Alonso. They get the out on Muncy.
Those plays can be tricky. They're routine, but that doesn't mean it's always going to be smooth. He delivered a good play right there.
So digging in, Byron Buxton. He was late there. Strike 1.
Well, don't expect too many more high fastballs. This is a good sinker ball pitcher, and sometimes they can make mistakes trying to pitch up in the zone. Look for him to stay down around the knees to be effective.
And now the count is even.
1-1.
Bases empty, 1 away. Here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. And there's a ball.
2-1.
One down, bases empty. Not
3-1.
even close there. And that's ball 3. And a swing and a miss.
Count is full.
Swings and misses. Struck him out.
Came inside with that 2-strike fastball nicely and just bunched him up on the inside part of the plate. Couldn't get around on it and catch it out front. Many times if you do, it's a foul ball. And you know, a lot of pitchers, they really don't like working inside with 2 strikes because they do not want to hit that bat.
Gets it to first, and Freeman is retired. 3 up, 3 down, inning over. Nobody left for Seattle. They trail it here, 4-2. Back in Seattle, and here is Adley Rutschman. Raley back to work. Ball 1 low.
Left out.
Swing and a ground ball out to short. Sends it across to first, and they get the leadoff man in the 9th.
Now batting the center fielder, Lane Thomas.
Here comes Lane Thomas. He sent one out of here in the 7th.
Yeah, big moment in this game as well. It was a great swing and one of the reasons why they're out in front and looking to add on right here.
Pitch misses there, and that's ball 1. Rips one to right. He makes the catch, and there's 2 down. 2 outs, base is empty. And stepping in for the Astros, Ha-Sung Kim, 0 for 4 with 3 ground outs and a strikeout. And that's in the dirt.
1-0.
Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did.
1 ball, 1 strike. Ball outside.
And that
No,
misses.
that missed. That's the ball.
3-1. On the corner at the knees for a strike.
Full count.
Up the middle. Throw on to Freeman. And the inning is over. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. 5, 6, and 7 will lead things off in the bottom of the ninth. It's the Astros 4 and the Mariners 2. Here comes the closer here in the ninth, Brian Abreu.
Well, he's a big-time strikeout guy out there. This season, averaging more than 1 per inning.
Here's Mike Trout, 1 for 3.
Now, Boog, this is a real tough place for visiting teams to come in and close out ball games for a win.
Cut on and missed 96 with that fastball.
0-1.
Swings through that one.
Love to see it. Power versus power right there.
That one's upstairs, ball 1.
He really committed to that fastball up at the top of the zone. He knows that if he makes a mistake in the zone, it gets hit hard by a power guy like this. That's a nice miss right there.
Hard ground ball, base knock. So a man on base to start the inning. Singy, that's a start.
Yeah, as soon as that ball got through, I could see down in the dugout, players pumping their fists. They know that they got a chance in this ball game.
And now here's Jeff McNeil. 0 for 3. A fly out, a ground out, and a strikeout. Check swing, called strike. Hit on the ground to short. Kim. Off balance feed. There's one. To first. Not in time. Great effort there.
That play won't be trending on social media later on, but it's still important to execute it to perfection. This game is a lot harder than it looks, partner.
Swing and a high fly ball. Well struck. That's back there. It's a ball. He's done it again. His second homer of the game. And we are tied. It's 4-4. 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 home run.
Yeah, you could say that's efficiency right there. Didn't need much time in the box to make an impact. His bat looks like it's in the zone for such a long time, and that gives him the ability to get barrel on it and hit the ball out to any part of the park.
And now for Seattle, Tyler Heineman. 0 for 3 with 2 groundouts and a strikeout. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. Four in the ninth. So 2 balls and no strikes. The Astros have some action in their pen. Clayton Beeter preparing to come on if needed. Swings through that one for strike 1.
2-1.
Back and forth we go, a seesaw battle in the late stages of this one. Outside low, full count now. Dalen Lyle in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. Ball 4, he walked in, and that'll keep the line moving.
What a battle. It's not always easy laying off a 3-2 pitch, and I tell you what, he earned that walk.
Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. Brian Abreu will depart. We'll be back in a minute with a new arm on the mound. So out of the pen comes the right-hander, Clayton Beeter.
And he's had a tough go of it against left-handed batters this year. They've been hitting him hard, so we'll see how he does here.
Here in the bottom of the ninth, one out. Dalen Lyle up next for the Mariners.
Number 26. Michael A.
On the ground right side, and that one finds its way through. Ball back in a hurry, and the winning run now at second with only one away.
Well, that at-bat had a lot riding on it. Certainly a pivotal swing of the bat in this ball game. He kind of rolled over on this pitch a little bit, but he got enough behind it to shoot it through for a knock, and you'll take that anytime you can get him to find a hole. Winning run in scoring position now, so a clutch AB could end this one.
Up steps Trey Turner in a pivotal spot. He's one of the faster guys just by pure sprint speed in the majors. In there at the knees. And that's strike one. Tied at 4. Hit in the air, right field. And it falls. The throw in. The winning run crosses the plate, and the Mariners walk it off 5-4.
When you're down 2 runs in the 9th inning, the odds are definitely stacked against you, but they found a way to come up with some big hits. They scored 3 runs for the win. What an incredible way to finish this ball game.
Close one here today, and your final 5-4.